today with our wonderful director, Melory Mirshrafi, from our upcoming production of Wish You Were Here by Sanaz Toosi. Melory, how are you?
Hi everyone, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So, Wish You Were Here is our third show of the season. It'll happen in August. And, I was really drawn to this script. I know you're a super fan of this script. So tell me about like the first time you read it and like why it was so impactful for you.
I've been following Sanaz Tusi's career and her works for a long time. But Wish You Were Here in particular, I was drawn to because it's my dad's favorite song.
I love that. I
Wish
didn't
You Were
know that.
Here
Tell me more about
is my
that.
dad's favorite song because he migrated to the States in the mid 70s, um, when this play begins, and mid to late 70s. And he's like a Pink Floyd mega fan. I saw it and I was like, oh, it's gonna be a play about it's gonna be a
Pink
Pink Floyd.
Floyd.
And it isn't, of course, um but it did end up, reflecting this like experience that my dad had moving to the States. My mom didn't come until much later, in the late 90s. And so it was really amazing to see this story titled Wish You Were Here that sort of encapsulates like 30 years of my family's history in some ways.
So the play follows about 12 years of this time of this group of friends, this group of women who at different times we see them at the very beginning of the play, we see them getting ready for someone's wedding, and then the next year getting ready for someone else's wedding. Tell me a little bit about the play and like what's the scenario we walk into?
As you mentioned, it's about this group of women, these Iranian women, all varied, all charming and hilarious and messy,
Yeah.
and they're besties. They're all very close friends, and so we meet them at a wedding, and throughout these years and years as they pass, we get to see the way that outside forces impact their relationship to one another and to themselves and to the place that they live. And so we get to see how time impacts that. We get to see how family impacts it, how politics impact
I
it.
I love how we've talked about this that Sanaz talks about plays or writes plays for immigrants before they become immigrants. Can you talk a little bit about that and that impact of her writing?
I think it allows us what we never get, which is a glimpse into the day-to-day life of someone who lives in a region that is deeply politicized
Right.
and like controversialized in every facet of Western media in particular, right? And so what the play allows us to do is really breathe with these people in the moment that they're spending with one another. And some moments are heightened emotionally, and other moments are silly, and some moments are heartbreaking. But really, it's the like intimacy of sharing space with these people that I think um, feels so special to me, and feels so
I
necessary.
love how specific this play is, but also like the saying of specificity breeds universality. Like there's so much universal truth to this story that even if you've never been to Iran, even if you don't know anybody who's Iranian American or Persian or anybody in that region of the world, there is something very human about these women that I feel like all of us can relate to, which I think was such a what a beautiful lens to see it through to bridge that gap of something that might feel foreign to somebody.
I can just say that to me the play resonates on a multitude of levels, whether that's I like comedy and I like to laugh and be entertained, or whether it's I'm really looking for a play about relationships, or I'm looking for something that's like theatrical and juicy and like has lots of chewy material that I can go home and think about for days and days. It offers all of that to you. And so I think if you're a theater lover, or a comedy lover, or a person lover, you should come see this play.
So Mallory, thank you so much for joining us. This was great. Anything to be excited about going into rehearsal coming up? We're in the middle of some casting right now, so anything exciting that you're looking forward to?
I'm just excited to share space and create together, and I'm excited to go to Gloucester because I've never been before. So I'm very, very excited to see the many beauties that I've heard Gloucester offers.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining me on this chat, and we'll see you all soon.